Okay.
Hello, sir.
I'll share my screen now.
Okay.
I'll just show you the couple of images. Okay, the website that we'll be developing, right? I'll just show you a couple of images and then we'll start. Uh, Okay, so first of all, just see the website how it will look, okay, after we develop. So this is the first page. Let me close this. So this is the first page, how to look, okay. Means the this guy not there. Okay, was everything. Okay, so this will be initial page. Then this page will be there, some features will be there, okay. Then some more features will be there, and then will be the footer part. This will be completely different and responsive website. So you guys worked on any website? Have you created your own portfolio website? Anything you have done? Both of you, no? Yes or no?
So I have created my own portfolio, but not is it is not totally completed till now.
Okay. What that portfolio? I mean, it's a portfolio means about you only. You've written, right?
Sorry, sir.
I mean, the portfolio website means what you have done till now, all those stuff only, right?
Okay, not sir. No, it's my personal portfolio. Like,
Okay, but what is there in that?
uh, I was creating with React
Mm-hmm.
all
But
the
it is
thing.
not completed. It's not completed yet, you are saying.
Yes, sir. It's
Oh,
ongoing process now.
okay. Okay. Why this zip file is there here? Yeah. Let me start with the lights up. Okay. Now we are ready. What about you, Ritesh? Have you done any website earlier? Yes, no?
Yes, I made a lot of projects, like websites, like a 30 plus website I done
Mm-hmm.
using HTML, CSS,
Okay, okay, great. So
JavaScript.
we'll create Sunday we do a React webinar. There we'll create websites or projects in React. Not actually website, but yeah, a lot of different applications we'll get on React. And Saturday we do on CSS JavaScript. Okay. So many things I've written, but you don't need all these things, but let it be there. No problem. So what we'll do is, if you see our image, first of all, we'll be working on the header tags. Okay. So let's start from scratch now. Hmm? Let's get the header. And if you see the image, what you saw, first of all, the header will be there. Inside that, the navigation link will be there. Then the header content is there, right? Okay. So first of all, we'll create a nav. Okay. And the nav on the left side, there was a logo. And on the right side, the links were there, right? So what we'll do is that here I'll just create a div. So first of all, in HTML we create the structure. Then in CSS we will be styling it. Okay. Now this there will be a logo, right? So I'll just write here a class of logo. So let it be there, and there I can have this image. Okay, the logo image. So image SRC represents the basically the address or the location where that particular image is there. Okay. So I'll just write a dot slash image slash. We'll just be seeing there is a logo PNG, and then logo footer is there, cart is there. Cart, these are all PNG files, and these are for images. Okay, and these are for features kind of images are there. The lot of images are there. So we'll use the logo PNG. Now alt is an attribute when there is a break in the image, or here the image is physically located in my in my folder, image folder. If it is not located physically, we have to write the URL of that image where that particular image is there, right? Yeah, Rudra, any doubt?
No, sir.
And just write here store logo. Okay. As I said, you don't need it. In image, we can give the height and width. Okay. See, image is a inline element. There is a difference between a block level element, inline element, and inline block kind of element. Okay. In inline element, you can't use height width except for image. This is the interview question. Okay. Except for image, any other inline element in span, it's an image inline element. You give height width, nothing will happen. Even padding left right also nothing happens. Padding and margin left right also nothing happens. Only when you convert that inline element to inline block element or a block level element, then only the height, width, the padding, left, right margin will work. Except for image, okay? For image is an inline element, but for which if you give height, width, it will work. Okay? I was just thinking of telling this, so I thought of. Okay. Now let's see how it looks. So we have this logo over here. But one more thing, if you see that we have a we got to have a container. In that container only everything should be there, right? Because that container, if you see the image, let me show you the image first. The first image. Okay. So if you see the website image, first image, how it looks like, okay, there is a complete background color is there. And then there is a gap between there on the left side and right side. And then the navigation, everything is there. But it is not looking like that for us, right? Ours, what it is happening, the image is starting at the logo is starting at the leftmost portion. Here, not the left, right, little right to the left is there. Everything is on the right. So that means we need a container. In that container, we should have all this, data over there so that it look good. Okay. Understood, right? What is our problem? So what we have to do is we have to have a container, right? Now the container can be there in every, block that we'll be creating, that container will be there, right? So I'll just write a div with class as container. Okay. So that I will have everything inside this container. Okay. And what I'll do is that I'll just take these guys and I paste inside that. Okay. Now, when I say over here, we are having a container. Now, in the container, we'll go to the class part later, but let me arrange everything in the, nicely, then we'll go. Okay. Now, our image is ready. Now, what we need? We need the navigation links, right? So, for that, what I will do is I will just create maybe a UL I can create and do it. Let me create a UL and do it, or maybe I can create a div also, you can do it. So, let me create a UL and do it so that for when we are using display flex, it will be easier. Okay. So I'll just write here what? Nav links. Okay. So the nav links, what we'll be having the list items. And the list item I'll be having the links. Okay. And this link can be, so basically in the links, you can give the URL where we have to go, whether internally means any page you want to open, that is part of your application that you have to write, maybe about HTML, you can write like this. Okay. If you want to go to different section in the link, then you can use something called, I think target is there. That target, yeah, so the target is generally used for opening in the, different tabs, right? Yeah, but there is, I am forgetting, but there is a class over here. There is a pseudo class over here. I think it is target only, where it will move to the next section. So when you click, so you might have seen that you have clicked on about HTML, it will go to that section and it will scroll down in the section of the website where that about is there, right? So that we can do it using the particular pseudo class. Okay, but that is not needed, but that is coming to my mind because these are all interview questions I'm telling you. Okay, so here I might have something called home, right? And let me. So you guys are students or someone are working? Anyone working?
Yes, a student.
Currently, I'm searching for a job, sir. I
Okay.
have, yeah, I have completed my graduation.
Okay. What about you, Ritesh?
I'm pursuing my graduation, sir, in second
You
year.
are doing graduation. Okay. In what you are doing graduation?
BCA.
BCA. Okay. Okay. Home about contact location. Links. Okay. These are maybe the. So now how to look? Let's see. So it is looking like this, right? We have to bring all these guys to the right hand side. Obviously, we should have a store kind of a image also, right? So I'll just add one more. Okay. And inside that, I'll be having an image. Okay. Because I want the source code slash image slash the store will be there. Sorry, cart. Right. I'll just write here cart. So when I say over here, now let's see, it is looking like this. Now this guy should go over here, and these all things should be there on the left hand side, right? On the right hand side, basically. So we'll do everything on we'll do everything styling, but let some structure get completed. So this is about the navigation that we completed. Okay. Now I'll just do the header content. Sorry, this is the okay container. Okay, let me see the image first so that we can do nicely. Okay. So this entire thing will be the header, and this will be the navigation, and this will be the header content. Okay, this part. So which means that we have to do the header content now. So this is the navigation, and then there'll be the header content, right? So I'll just have a div that is called header content. Okay, and in the header content, if you see what is there, in the header content, if you see this bar is there, and then this is header is there, one H1 is there, or H2 is there, there is a paragraph, and there is some more stuff over there. Okay, so this is also the header, this is also a header, this is a button. Okay, then there is an image. Okay, there is something, this image, so this image on the right side, and this portion is on the left side, right? Which means that we have to create two divs inside the, so one will be the left header content, one is the right header content. Okay, so what I will do is that I'll just write here kind of left header content. Okay, and here what I need to have is, first of all, we should have this bar over there. We'll do it, and then this is a small header. So let me write the H2 part. So what is the content over here? Best quality products, right? Let me write here best. So before writing the CSS, styling it, always write the HTML completely for the one portion, then apply CSS for the that portion. Then you go to the next section, write the HTML, and then write this. That is how we do in Office. Okay. Then the world's most comfortable clothing is there, right? There is some text is there. Lorem is some text is there, so that will be a paragraph. Okay. I'll just write here lorem 20, so it will add 20 words. Okay. Let's see how it looks right now. Okay. Next is a button with a get started text and an arrow mark, right? So I'll just have a button. Okay. So with get started, and for the arrow mark, I can have this particular, there are something called HTML special symbols. Okay. Special elements or special symbol, whatever you can call. Those will be helpful in creating this icon, or you can use some icon library also, like so many icon libraries are there. Hero icons are there, so many are there, right? So where is the arrow mark? Okay, so this is the arrow mark, right? This is the HTML symbol. You just Google search what is HTML symbol, you'll get it. Okay, you just need to use the HTML symbol. So basically, how will you know that it is a symbol? So but let me show you how it looks right now. So there is arrow mark is coming, right? Okay, so basically what happens is that just write and then when you write here and write here A, B, C, D, anything, you'll see the HTML symbol over here. Now you should remember what you're writing. Earlier, the icon was visible. Now I don't know why in my VS Code Studio, icon is not visible, but icon will be visible. Okay. So for copyright, if I want to write, I can write copy. So then there will be a copyright getting symbol added. Okay, see copyright symbol got added, right? So HTML symbols or HTML elements help, not HTML elements, these are all called HTML special symbols or special elements or special symbols. Just type in Google, you'll get all the list. Okay. Now this part is over. Next part is the what the image, right? So I'll just write image. Okay, maybe I'll just create a div, and inside that I'll put the image. Okay. So this will be right header content. Okay, right header. So there are two ways in which you can write classes. One is the snake kind of this is a kebab case. I mean there is a dash between words if there are multiple words, and there is something called snake case. Snake case means you have to write underscore. Okay, or there is a camel case. Camel case we don't write in CSS. Camel case we write in JavaScript or React or Angular, whatever. Okay, the variable name should be snake case. This is a kebab case. Okay, and camel case is write in JavaScript or Angular or React as variables. A snake is when you write underscore. You can write underscore here also, but don't write it. Kebab case looks good. Okay. Now, so let me add. So this will be the last thing in the HTML part, image, and then what do we want to have? Main, right? Let me see if this is the right one. Yeah, main. Now our HTML is ready, right? Now we have to use CSS to style this part completely. Okay, this is not looking good at all. Okay, first thing what we have to do is that we have to keep that create that gap between the content and our this thing, right? Our content and our margin on the left and right, right? So that what we have to do is, let's go to the, let me close this guy, styling button. Let's bring this guy here. Okay, so here first of all, see, I've already written some basic styles. These are all basic styles. You have to write the margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box. Why? Because there are default margin padding given to every element, because every HTML element is like a box, right? It has its own padding margin given by the browser. So we have to remove it. So always write margin 0, padding 0. These are called, there is something called normalized CSS also. The normalized CSS, what it will do is that it will give default styling for all the HTML elements. Why? Because if you don't give it, for different browsers, it will look different. Okay, so you have to give the default styling. Okay, I'll just show you something that is called a type scale. This type scale, what will do after you set the, this default style, right? You have to go to type scale, and this will something called baseline is there, right? So baseline, if I go baseline, okay, type scale baseline. Okay, now this baseline, what it will do is it will give you the default styles. Okay, now basically what happens is that there should be a default style for all the typographic related style. Typography means anything related to text. Now you have to write some font size, from colors for the particular text. For only for the text you need a set of styles. Okay, now for this you can go to something called baseline, or you can go to type scale. Type dash scale is there, but that is paid. This is free. You just need to write the pop-ins. So you just need to write the font family, and then when you click on grab code, it will give some code, and you just need to copy that particular code. So this is only for the font. Okay, so I just go and copy to clipboard, and I'll just use it, and you will see how beautiful it will look. Okay, what is root? I'll tell you. So let me write here this default style. Okay, now if I save over here and I go, if you see my style, my text will change. See, my text all changed, right? Because I've used this default font size and everything. This one understood. What is type scale? Both of you?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
understood, right? Were you aware of it earlier?
Not, sir. No, no, not used in time.
Ritesh, were you aware of it earlier?
Basically, I was using Google Fonts.
Google Fonts, you can use it, no problem. So I also use Google Fonts over here. You can use the Google Fonts, any font size and any font family you use. Yeah, Ritesh, tell me.
So I use directly Gilroy.
Direct. So always use the type scale. Okay, so this will give you default styles. Now you can change it whatever you want to change it, or you can use some variables, and you can do it that I've created earlier, I mean above. But just always use this type scale. Okay, this will help you a lot. Okay, anyway, so now coming to the root section. So this root section, what it will do is that I've created some default variables over here. Okay, for example, I can create a these heading text. So instead of using this color every time, I can use these variables wherever I want this color. I can use this color, right? I can create some fonts. Let's create some fonts so that it will be easier to use it, so that we don't repeat it multiple times. Okay, so I'll just write here fonts, small fonts. The small font I can give to, let me see what the small font I've given. Font size is 0.64 em, right? So I'll just write it 0.64 em as the small font. Okay, 0.64 em is the small font, right? I can give something called the medium font. Medium font. So medium font be given to what? Medium font will be given to generally the paragraphs. So let me see in the paragraph what is the 1 em is given, right? So I can write here 1 em. And large font, if I give, So large font will be given to what? Some headers, right? So headers large font will be H1 font size is 3.05 EM is given. Okay. There is one more font 1.95 EM for S3, H4 1.56. So these are the different kind of fonts we can give: small, medium, large, H1, S2, whatever you want to write, right? All those things you can write. So, but large font, I just want to create 3 only, not more, so that 3.05 will be the largest font. Okay. Ideally, you should create for everything, but for the examples case, I'm just writing 3.0. Later we can create. Okay. Now, when I save over here, these 3 variables are created. Okay. Now my typography is ready. My default variables are ready. We can write a lot of different variables, and my default styles are ready. Okay. Now what we have to do? Now we have to style everything, whatever we have written till now. Okay. So first we will style the header part. Okay. Because we've created only the header, right? So we'll style the header part. Okay. Let's go to the header part. So header, what I'll give is, first of all, whenever you are styling something, I'm explaining also. Whenever you're styling something, start from outer to inner or inner to outer. Outer to inner means first go with dimensions. Okay. Dimensions are margin, border, padding, width, height, and line height, and all these things are dimensions. Okay. Then you go with what next is there. Then you go with the typography. Typography means font family, font weight, font size, font decoration. Okay. All these things. Then you go with text. Okay. In text come text decoration, text, so many things are there in text, right? Text align, text decoration, all these things are there. Then you go with color, then background color, all these things. Remember, right? What is the order? So we'll go with the dimension. So I'll go with the outer to inner. So do I need any margin? No, right? Margin is already there. So I'll just write here margin auto. Okay, so margin is already 0 because default style is 0. Now I've written margin auto on both the sides, and I'll just, if I give some width to it, now it will give some gap, but I don't want to do this. I don't want to write anything, any margin over here. Okay, because I have already given margin. Do I need in border? No, I don't need in border. So no need to write margin in border. Okay, so after margin border, what is there? Height width is there, right? So height width I can give, right? So I just give a height of, oh, we have not given the height width for the body, right? So to always write first body and then we have to write it. So body height I will give as 100 VH and width as 100 VW. Now what this is doing is it will divide your height into 100 parts, and the width will also be divided into 100 parts. Okay, right? And in the header, now if I give height as auto or height as inherit, it will take this complete height. Okay. So basically in header, I will just give a height of, or I can give a height of 90 VH. Okay. So it will take 90% of the height right now. Okay. And then I'll just give a background color of, I have written a this variable, right? I can give a background color of BG. Right now, when I save over here, you will see how it will look. It will look like this. Okay, but have I linked the style.css file? Yes, I will link the style.css file. Let's see if the styles are getting implemented. Then let me do a right click and then let me check the styles if it is getting implemented, else there is no point in moving forward, right? Yeah, it is getting implemented. So we are on the right track. Hi, Lakshmi. So now, next what we'll do is, this is ready, right? Okay. So now, but if you see here, the background is little bit on the blue side of things, right? So which means that we have not given the correct background. Let me see what is the correct background. The correct background is this heading text BG. I think this is the background color is correct only. It is looking like that. Okay. Next is we have to give this space, the margin between the on the left and right side, right? So I can. We have to give the margin on the left and right side, right? So what we'll do is that we are having the container, right? So header, and along the container is there. With the container, now I'll just give margin auto. Okay. And then the width I will give as 80%, for example. Now, if you see, what will happen is it will create a gap on the left side and the right side. Now you saw, right? It is getting a gap on the left side and right side. Okay. If I expand, there is a gap. Basically, what is happening is left, right, it is taking automatic of whatever space, 80% for the content and 20% for the margin on the left and right. Okay. Next, if you see that this should be on the left side and this navigation link should be on the right side, right? All the 5 things. So what we'll do is we have to do that one, right? So what is there here? So there is a container over here, there is a nav over there. So in the navigation, I can write something so that this portion is on the left side and rest of the portion will be on the right side, right? So I'll just go to the navigation part. So I'll just write here header. So inside the header, I'm having the container. And inside that, I'm having the nav. So the nav, I'll just write here display flex. So if I write display flex, what happens is that it will be flexible. That means whatever the content is there, what are the 2 content is there, one in the left, one in the right, right? Both will be flexibly arranged. Okay. Only by writing display flex, you will see that one will be on the left, this comes on the right. Okay. Now to give the space between this and this guy, right? So what I have to do is align items will do aligning everything in the center vertically, and justify content. What it will do, it will arrange everything horizontally. Okay, but horizontally I need to give the space, right? So I'll just give here space between. By giving space between, I'll create a space between the left part and the right part. Okay, now when I say over here, you will see what will happen is something will go to the left, this will go to the right. Okay, so this came on the left, this came, this much clear, right? Rudra, can you create, right? How I am doing it? So this, yeah. So
Yes, sir, it's totally clear.
yeah, this is on the left, this is on the right. This is a block level element, so it is taking entire width. So one went to the left, one went to the right. But this is also not correct. So this also we have to arrange it in a horizontal manner, right? So what we have to do is simple. We have to, what is there here? Here the nav links are there. We have to style the nav links right now. Okay. Okay. So let's come to the nav links. So I just write here nav links. The nav links is applied to the UL. So here I just give a display of flex. Okay, by doing simply this much only, it will be arranged in a direction as in the row, because by default flex direction is row. That's the reason it is arranged the row, but it is not looking good, right? We have to arrange it nicely, better. Okay. So now what we have to do is we have to create a gap between this particular. We don't need a gap. Do you need a gap? Let me see the image so that we'll be finalizing it. There is a gap between these guys. Yeah, there is a gap, little bit gap on between these guys. But do we need that? We don't need that. Okay, because through margin only we can create it, or through gap also we can create, up to you what you want to do. Right? So what I will do is that I will move to the LI directly. Okay, so I'll just write here nav links, and all the list items inside the nav links, I want to do something. First of all, here in the UL, I can just write one more thing. List style type, I don't want anything. I just don't want any list style type, so none. So what this will do is that it should remove the dot over here. Yeah, this dot got removed, right? Okay. Now what I can do is that all the list item is there now. Now we can give the dimensions to this item. So we can give it, go with margin. So on the top, bottom, I don't want anything. On the left, right, I need something, but only on the right will be enough. So I just give margin right. We can create this to gap also. If I just write here gap over here, this will be getting created. You will see. I just write here gap of 10 pixel. Then there will be a gap between each item. So in that case, we don't need the margin right. Right? Let me show you in both way. So when I save over here, you see this gap is there. Right? So now this gap is there between each line. But you see the image is larger and these guys are smaller, right? Which means that image, we have to decrease the size of the image, right? So we'll go to the image later, but let me give some default style to the list items. Okay. Now for list item, what I said is margin, right? I don't need, because I already gave the gap. I don't need anything margin. So I'll not give any margin. I can give some padding, right? So padding will be on top, bottom. I don't want anything. On the left, right, I can give some padding. Maybe I'll just give 5 pixel on the left, right. Okay. So if I give, you'll see a little bit of gap will be there. This is looking good now. Padding will be enough. We don't need anything else. We'll just go to the links. Okay. So I'll just write here nav links. All list item, all link inside it. So all the links, what I want is that the text decoration, the line under it, I don't want it, right? So I'll just give the text decoration as none. Okay, so that line will go away. That is one thing. Second, what I need in this guy is I need the color to be different, right? So color to be where that's just if I do this, there is something called the heading is there, footer is there, text is there. So the text will be this color. When I say over here, this is the text color, right? Now, if I hover over it, the cursor is coming, so I don't need anything. Then what I can do is font size. I can give whatever you want to give, large, small, medium, whatever you want. So we have created some variables, right? We can use these variables also to create the medium font, small font, whatever. If I just give medium font, it will be medium font, which is the default font. Okay. So you don't need much about it. Now, if you go to the image section, the images should be smaller in size. Okay. Now, there is a way in which you can make the image in the list item. If it is an image, what I want to do is I just give a max width. Okay. Max width, what it will do is that it will take the there are so many things. Fit content, if you give it will be fitting content, it will take default value, but I'll give something like maybe 600 pixel. So it will be of no use. Why? Because we have to give the width this guy, okay, maybe 50 pixel. Okay, now it is smaller in size, like we are showing in in a desktop view, so it is looking like this, but we can decrease it further. Okay, which is our not cause of concern right now because everything is arranged properly. Yeah, now it is looking good, right? Yeah. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll go to this part. Sorry, wait. Okay, so now this logo, so we can decrease the size of the logo. So let's go to the logo where it is there. So I have written the logo where inside the there is a div class logo, right? Inside the nav. So where is the nav? Okay, nav, I'm not done. So inside the nav, if there is a div class with logo, and inside that this image is there, right? So this image max width, if I just write the max width as or maybe 90%, if I give it will take 90% of available space, so it is now looking good. Okay. Or we can give there are a lot of different ways to do it. One of the way is can be position absolute and then top, left, right, all these things we can do and do it. That also you can do it. But then now it is looking good, so why to worry, right? It's looking good right now. So next what we'll do is that we'll come to this portion, the header content portion. But you see there should be a gap between this this portion and this content portion, right? So that gap we can do it by giving a I just write here by giving a margin bottom. Always write margin bottom to be 30 pixel. So when I keep 30 pixel, there will be a gap created. Okay. Now what we'll do is that we will create this variable over here so that we can use it multiple times. Okay. So I'll just write here something called dimensions. Okay. So this dimensions is for all these margin, padding and everything. Okay. So I'll just write here margin bottom. Okay. I'll just write it 30 pixel. They are all ad hoc. Okay. So based on your use case only, you can do it. So where I've written over here, right? Now I can do something like this, where dash margin bottom. Okay. No change at all. Right. Now let's see next what is there. So this best quality products is there, right? So this should be a kind of a S2 and then it is bold, right? So where it is written, best quality products. Okay, it should be S2 and it should be bold. So there is something called header content, but it is not arranged right now. Okay, if you see here, this portion is on the left and this portion on the right side. First of all, you have to arrange in the left right portion and then only you have to proceed further, right? Which means that our left header content should be on the left and right header content should be on the right. Okay, so there is something called header content. So what we'll do is that we'll come over here. So this is the header content. Just display flex. This will arrange in the direction flex row and column direction. This came on the left, this came on the right. Okay, but the left header content is there, right? So that left, okay, we'll go to the left header content, but let me write the right header content. So right header content has a Is it directly I've written or in the image I've written, in the div I've written? Div is there, right? So in that I'll have this image and I want to make the image smaller, right? So for that max width, I have to decrease little bit. So I'll just give maybe 600 pixel. Okay, so that will be smaller little bit. When I say over here, it is now adjusting. When I go over here, okay, it is still larger. So what we can do is, so basically why it happens is if our browser width is smaller, but the image width is larger. In that case, this problem will happen. Okay. So in that case, we can give some percentage. So in that case, that will get adjusted 90%. If I keep become too small, right? Yeah, now it is looking good, little bit okay, manageable, right? Now these portions should come on the left side, right? And this is on the right side altogether, right? So for that, we have to now use the right header content. So I'll just write here dot. Okay, sorry, left header content. Header content. Any doubt till now? Are you able to understand how we think and how we do it?
Yes, sir. Totally understandable.
So the left header content, first of all, there is this H2 is there, right? So guys, I'm doing in pure CSS JavaScript because you guys are freshers and you are new, right? You can do the same thing in the React also, or using SAS also you can do it. Using SAS, it'll be easier to do this website. Very simply you can do it because in SAS there are a lot of mixins, functions, variables, and all those things are there, right? Easily you can do it. If you're doing in the React, you can use a styled component. There are also a lot of things in styled component. There is something called class names also in React, which you can do it to reuse our classes and all those things. So those are there in React, which you can do it. But this is primary. So when you do more and more projects using only CSS, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, na, your clarity will become very, I mean, you'll be completely clear. Okay, so that you practice 3-4 different websites like this from CSS, JavaScript only. Then when you move to a React project, it will be very easily. You can, immerse in the image. I mean, that image will be there in your mind. Okay. Now in this has to, what I will do is font weight will be basically it will be bold. Okay, and then font size will be smaller font. So I just use it where maybe small font, right? So when I say over here, it becomes too small. We don't want this small, right? We want it a bit larger font, right? So this is okay. Let's not write the font in that case because it is becoming small. Let's take the default font, okay? Because S2 by default is there already, so we don't want like this. I'll just use my own font size. So let me write 18 pixel. Okay. That means okay. Or maybe I'll just write 24 pixel, little bit larger. Yeah, this page is okay. Next is always keep the margin bottom. One more thing is we have to arrange this header content, the left header content, all the content in a column like fashion, right? So right now, display we've written for flex for the content completely. So this is on the left, right? But this should be there in a column like fashion. So no problem, right? There is no problem in that because by default it is in column like fashion only. So no need of it. We can do through margin bottom. We can do it every time we have to use, or you can do something like this, which will be, I think, it will be easier for part. So if I just write here display flex and then give flex direction as column, so it will be arranged in a column like fashion, and then give a gap of maybe 8 pixel, 16 pixel, okay, every time. So what will happen is that there will be a gap created every time. Okay, now this you see now nicely it is arranged nicely. Okay, and this one also, this gap I can just create a variable. That's just maybe gap 16 kind of I can write, so that I can create a variable of called gap 16 and I can use it multiple times, right? Here I just write here gap 16. Okay, so I'll just write here 16 pixel. So whenever I'm using gap 16, it means that it is a 16 pixel gap. Okay, now this, if you see here, the second one, this particular header is of larger font. This should be a smaller. Okay, I made a mistake. It should be a smaller font. This should be a larger font. So let's do that first. So what we'll do is, okay, now I don't need the margin bottom, right? Because I've already used the gap and I've done, right? So here what I have to do is this font size now it will be small font. Okay. And then after that, what is there? There is a header H2 or H3. This is also S2. Okay. So let me make this H3 and this is S2. Okay. So that it will be looking good. So left header content and H2 will be font weight is again bold. Okay. And font size is a larger font. So I'll just give here larger font. Okay. And these have to change to H3. Okay. Now when I save over here, now what happened? It did not get implemented. Oh, I'm not saved it. Okay. Now it is looking good. But the font family doesn't look good to me. So we have to give the font family. Okay. We've written Open Sans. We don't write Open Sans. We want the Poppins, right? The other is not working properly. Font family is not Open Sans. I just give Poppins. Okay, it's changed to Poppins right now. Here also I have to change to Poppins because that is the Google font we are referring to, right? Okay, nice. Where everything else? Okay. Now, so if I expand, it will look, it is looking better. Now, next is our text is there. Text will not do anything. Our button is there, right? Button is not how we were expecting. Button should be in this manner. That means it should be having this theme color. Okay, I have to use this line also. This theme color should be there, and then this text is there in this manner, right? And with the arrow button. So what we have to do is that where is the button over here? So the button is there here, right? So let's go to the bottom and then do it like this. So in the button, so what I said, first go with the dimensions. Okay. First, do I need any margin? No margin always there because there is a gap. Okay. Do I need a padding? Yes, I need a padding. So padding maybe 5 pixel at the top and bottom and 5 pixel overall let it be. Let's see how it looks. Okay. But it is taking the entire width. Why? Because we have given the flex thing, right? So I just need to decrease its width. If I give width to 1, it will get implemented to all width. That is how flex works, right? So I'll just, let's see if it is 50 pixel. If I give, then it is very small. So I have to give, it is too large. So maybe 100 pixel will be good. Yeah. Okay. Now, I have to give border. Do you need a border? We don't need a border, right? So border, we don't need none. Okay. And then border radius we need. Okay. So 5 pixel, 4 pixel. Okay. That is great. Width is done. Then we'll go with the background. So background color, if you ask me, we are having a theme color. We can give theme color here, right? So now this is looking very good. I think padding we have to give 8 pixel overall. So it will look larger, but it's too much. That's the 4 pixel. Okay. Now, if you see the color is white only, right? The color is white color. Color is not correct, right? So you have to give the color as the text color. Okay, there is some var with the use. And where is the color? We don't have the color, right? So we can give this BG over here so that it is taken. Okay, that is great. Now, font size we have to increase because it is looking very small, right? Font size will be, we are having a text font is there, right? Where is the heading? Text. Okay. Okay, but we need to be a little larger on the right side so that it will look good. What happened here? It was 16 if I do.
The width is fixed up to 100 pixel.
Maybe for that reason, yeah. Width is fixed, right? So for that reason, it's not happening. But we don't need.
I think if we remove the
Wait,
width,
one second. One mistake we have done. This is not text, is a color, right? How can I use color over here? We have to use medium font only. That was a color, right? Okay. Okay. We'll do one thing. Let's give our own. See, there are a lot of variables we have to create. Basically, generally, you see when I'm changing the font, then size it is changing by default, right? Width we can little bit increase if you do that. So it depends on the how your UX people want it, right? Okay. Anyway, we are ready with the button. Everything is perfect now. When I expand this guy, so how it will look right now? Yeah, this is looking a little better than how I was expecting. Okay. Now you see header is there, then we can go to the content. Okay. So let's go to the content part. So if you see this portion is done, right? Not like exactly like how I was expecting, but yeah, it's okay now, manageable, right? And next image, if you see, there is now it will be easier for us. Next image that we have to do is this, the feature section. Now if you see here, there is an image, there is some text, there is image, the text is above here and the text is below over here, right? This is a featured section, right? Next will be a offer kind of section where is the same content, but this developing these guys is very easy. Okay, why? There is nothing in that. So basically, if I see the image over here, what I see, there is an image, there is some text, simple, right? So what I will do is, let's go to the category section. I've already mentioned it. Okay, so I'll just div category, and there should be a container so that we can use it every time. And if you see, what we need is we need 3 boxes are there, right? So it means that 3 categories are there, right? So div with class as a category. Okay, and each category has an image, and that image will be dot slash image, and then I'll just write here maybe fashion1. So I'll just write here fashion1. We don't need a source text. And then what we have, okay, wait. There will be a div, and inside that this will be a, I'll just write here class equals to category content, right? Inside that, what I have, inside that I am having S2, maybe some text, fashion1, and what is there? Okay, some text is there, then women's fashion is there, whatever. We can change the text later, no problem. But there is a header and there is some description of that, right? Okay, this can be H3 and then below it will be S2. 2 headers basically. Okay. Same text we can change it later, right? This is the structure. Now, when the structure is ready, then we can use it, reuse it. Basically, in React, we can use map and then we have to do it. Or in Angular, we have to do similar fashion. There are a lot of different ways in Angular to do this. Because I teach both Angular and React, so I get comparatively I can do it. In React, we will obviously use map to do it, to loop over it, and then you have to show it, right? And the props, you have to pass all this information. In the after passing the props, you have to use map and then loop over the props, and then the data you can pass into another small like kind of a category container, a component you can create, and that component you can pass these values in the props, and then you can show it. That you have to do in React. In Angular, you have to create a separate component there, and then you have to use either you can use string interpolation, or you can use property binding to get the property and then loop over it using ng4 and anything in Angular. Okay. But this is plain HTML, is JavaScript, right? So you could do a copy paste, right? So maybe fashion2, I'll just write here. Okay, so this will be 3. This will be 3, 3, 3. And this will be 2. So if I save over here, let's see how it looks now. Okay. Now you see it is not looking good at all, right? So basically we are having 3 images, but 3 images should be there. So there should be a gap between left and right, like how you have this gap over here. That is one thing. Second is these guys to be arranged in a left-right fashion, right? In using display flex, we can do it. And these guys should be there after that, right? So in that case, what we have to do is let it go to the image. You see the image, how it will look. There is a gap between left and right. There is a gap between these 2 guys. And there is a nice arrangement over here, right? Basically, we have to create the container. We have to give the container class so that we have this margin order with 80%. That will create this gap. Then when you give display flex to this container, then it will create nicely, arrange nicely. Okay. So this container is there. We have used the container, so it is not getting implemented. It should get implemented. Okay. So here I can write here container. Wherever there is a container, you have to implement it. So in that case, now it will be, I think it will be arranged. Yeah, now it is arranged nicely, right? There is a gap. Okay. So now what we will do is that we have to arrange our categories. Categories, we can write here categories. We have to arrange the categories in a nice display flex, so we'll give and arrange it nicely, right? So I'll just write here categories. Okay. To get this, first of all, for this, we are using all static code, right? There is difference between what is a static website, what is a dynamic website, right? The static website is when the data is static. That means we don't go to a server and call it and then get the data. Right? We are not doing an API call to get the data. This is static data. But when you are doing dynamic website, you have to create APIs. So that APIs you have to create using Java. You can create .NET, you can create Node, you can create Python, you can create, right? In Node, you have to basically you have to create a server. Anyone aware of Node.js or any backend technology? Have you worked? Kanu and Rudra,
I
Yes,
have
worked
knowledge.
on this.
both of you have worked. Okay, so basically we have to set up a server. Okay, there we have to set up the routes, and after we set up the route, we have to write the using that route, we have to write the basically we have to write all the APIs, all the CRUD operation you have to do, and then you have to get the data, right? You can create either a SSR kind of yeah. Kanu, tell me, any doubt?
No, sir, no.
Okay, so you have to create a SSR application, that means server-side rendering kind of application, or you can create a simple node server in your front end only. You can do it, all those things, right? Because this is a static website, we have to do in this manner. Okay, if I would have this would have been a Mon workshop, then I could have done like that. Okay, okay. By doing only display flex, if I just save over here, everything should be arranged accordingly. Is it arranged? No, it is not arranged. Why it is not arranged? We'll check it. Now, there is one thing that I'm observing is there is no gap between this header and this particular category, right? So in that case, I have to go to the top and add that margin. Right? So margin bottom will be where margin bottom. Oh, there is a gap now. Now, this is correct only, right? Categories. Then why it is not getting implemented? Should get implemented. Let's see. Okay. I think the image size is bigger, maybe for that reason it is not getting implemented. Right? Because flex direction by default is row, right? So it should come, but it is not coming. or something else is getting implemented. This is okay. I think the image size is the reason.
Image is taking full width, sir.
Hmm. This image is a div, right? So it is taking full width. Yeah, so you've given this one. So this is a container, right? So container, if I'm giving a display as flex, sorry, to the categories I've given display flex. So inside the category, what is there? Only one thing is there, na? This container. So this is okay. It is in the row fashion. So that is the reason it is not changing, which means that the container should be there above and this category should remain below. But this is the structure we have followed till now. So in categories, I can't give display flex. I have to give the display flex in the container only. But these are all different categories. So for this, I have to move this container above and being the categories below. Then it will work, right? That's the mistake we have done. Okay. So I just need to, okay, I can just change the class over here, simple. But then there will be one more problem. I'll just tell you. I know what problem will happen now. So now it is arranged nicely. Okay. Okay, let's see. We'll solve our problem how it comes, right? Okay, so these are three categories now. And let me bring this down. Now what our task is, just need to create some gap between them, and then we have to arrange this particular header nicely, and this particular header will go to the top, right? Okay, so for that we have to come to this tile over here, and we have to give the gap. Okay, we don't need this guy now. Just give a gap of 10 pixel, maybe 16 pixel. Okay, so you saw some gap between them, right? So now if I give just give a space around or space between in justify content, so justify content, if I give space between, okay, so what will happen is that they will be arranged nicely. You see nicely the space is there between them. Okay, and if I write the give the max width for this image, the image will also become smaller. So we'll give that all these things, but let me align it nicely first. So align item should be center, which is by default, no problem in that, no change in that. Okay. Gap also I've given. Now what I want is that little bit of let me go to the image now. What is missing? And the radius, no. This should be there the center, and this should be is that there in the center? No, it's on the left side, right? So these two both will be there in the center. So when we go to the category, sorry, when we go to the image, then we can do it nicely. Now this portion is over. So let's go to the category. Okay. So I'll just write here categories. And inside this category is there, right? I can just directly add category also. So inside that category, everything should be display flex, and flex direction should be column. So right now it is there in the column fashion only, but it will be nicely arranged. I'm just observing whether it is going back or not. Okay. Now there should be gap between them, so I can create the gap, but I don't want it, right? So I'll just write here something like this. Category image. This image we can give some max width. Max width is a very useful tool wherein we can arrange the width. If it is becoming larger, na, we can make it smaller, right? You saw, right? Now it becomes smaller. Okay. But this is not looking good because the gap is now too much, right? So in that case, the space evenly we can use it so that this particular space between, na, so it is not helping us basically. So if I just write a space evenly, and also I don't think it will create much problem, but yeah, the gap is reduced. Basically, we can have 4 more different so that we can arrange it nicely. But if you see over here, there is a gap between them, but that is evenly distributed. Yeah, anything we can use space, even your space around, not a problem. But that is how they have done like this. So ours also like that only. Okay, no problem. Now this S3, S2, we have to arrange it at the center, right? Now is it at the center? Kind of at the center, but not completely in the center. So in that case, what we have to do is we have to, what is the div over here is category content, right? So to this category content, I have to give the show category. Then, sorry guys, I have not had my breakfast, so I don't have much energy. Ideally in the workshop, there might be a lot of people today, only 2 of you are there. So there are a lot of people in every workshop today. There are less people. I think today is Saturday, right? So all the students might be there in their classes. So display will be flex. Okay. And flex direction is already column. So I'll just give a column. And this justify content. Justify content will be center, so that I'll bring everything to the center. Let's see. Did it come to center? Not able to visualize properly. Kind of. And
Yes, sir. It's center now.
align items center. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to arrange this S2, S3, right? So category content. First is the S3. So we'll just give a margin top. Maybe in the image we can give the margin bottom, so that never give top bottom both. Okay, give either top or either give bottom. I always prefer giving bottom so that it will be uniform. So what is the margin bottom we have given? So there will be some, yeah, might not get implemented. Category content inside that image is there, right? Oh, inside the category it is there, not in the category content. So now there is a gap, that is good. And in the S3, I can give the margin. I don't need the margin anymore, right? I can just give a padding. Padding also not needed. I just can give the font size only. So font size is a smaller font. Small font. So ideally it should be, yeah, nice. For category content H2, this will be, okay, font weight should be bold. Okay. Font family is, we know what the font family is. So here we can create one variable. So if you would have used SAS now, I would have created a variable called font. Inside that font, sorry, I would have created a mixin called font. In that font, I would have written all the font weight, font family, everything in one. And whenever I'm using that font, I can change it. So if I want to change the values, I can pass parameters over there. So it will be behaving like kind of a function in JavaScript. Are you guys aware of SAS or no?
No, sir.
No, sir.
You don't know, right? Okay, I'll just give you an example. So something like this. Okay, I'll just try to create a mix in. Giving an example. Okay, font. I can pass some values over here, and then I can write here all the font weight and everything. Font weight, font size, whatever, and I can pass this value. I would have got this value, like how we created a function, same only. Font size, for example, two things I'm passing, right? So this will be the font weight. Okay, this variable, right? And similarly, font size. How I have to use in the in the styles. So basically, I have to use the include. I can include the font. So wherever I use include font, and then this particular. Now you understood, right? What is a mixin? So basically, mixin I can be able to reuse multiple. So I can write here font weight, font size, whatever is font, everything for that one mixin I'll create. For font one mixin I'll create. Or anything you write it together now, which is getting repeated multiple times, we can create either a mixin or a function to create to get all this collection of CSS properties at one place, create a mixin and then reuse it multiple times using include. In SAS, there are a lot of other stuff also
I have
where,
a question, sir.
sorry,
I have a question. How can we reuse it at the rate mixing?
that is how na at include. So you create a file called mixins.scss or mixin.sas. Okay, in that you will create all the mixins. That means the group of styles that you have, the group of CSS properties that you want to use it. You create one mixin for each. Like I created a mixin called font, right? So in
Okay.
that mixin.css file, SCSS file, I have created a lot of mixins, not only font. Anything you want to reuse it, those mixins are created. Now I have to import it, right? Import this mixins.css file in the CSS file, in the SCSS file where I want to use it. And then you just, if you want to use this mixin, just write at include font or at
We
include whatever mixin.
we can include all multiple properties or only like mixing font or mixing background like this.
Wait. If I have written here at include font, this means what? This means that I'm using this mixin font,
Yes,
right?
sir.
This mixin font has what? All font related style properties, right?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, I can include one more mixin called text that will have all text related. Or
Yes, sir. Yes.
maybe any other like here we are using the container. In the container, we are using 4-5 different common styles. So every time I'm using container, I'm using that 4-5 different properties, right? For
So we
container,
have
I
to,
create a
yes,
mixin, then I
yes,
can reuse it. Okay, that is
yes,
example of mixin. Similarly, functions also is there, but function you have to return. If you use function here, you have to return that. Okay, you can give a default value also here. I can give a default value of 16 pixel. So if I'm not passing anything, I'm expecting that the default value is 16 pixel to be considered. Okay, that is mixin. Then there is by default SAS. We can use inheritance in SAS. Means this is not part of this workshop, but still I'll tell you. Okay. So basically, what happens is that if I want to style a li or link inside a UL, so I will write here UL. I'll just give maybe display flex to this particular UL, for example. Okay, and then I have to start li, right? So in normal CSS, how you write UL, then li I write, and then I have to do the styling of li. Na? In SAS, we don't do like that. Okay. In SAS, what we do, we can use inheritance. I can write a li over here. I can style the li's over here, right? Whatever padding, for example, and pixel. Okay. And after li, there is a link is there, right? So I can write a link. So I can use a link, and I can maybe font size whatever, maybe 16 pixel, and just write here. And for the link, there are different kind of pseudo classes are there, right? Hover and all those things are there, right? So I have to write here and I'll just write here hover. And if I'm hovering over the link, I will just write the kind of background color, whatever. Okay. For any other styles, for any other pseudo classes, similarly, I can use visited. Understanding?
yes, sir. Understanding, sir.
So basically, I am just inheriting. Okay, ULL. So you now see, if I would have written using CSS, how many lines of code will be? Maybe around 20-30 lines will be there, right? Because for every time I have to write. But now if I want to reuse it, suppose the font I want to reuse it, I'll just, instead of writing these styles, I'll just use at include and then use it, right? Right? I've just reused it, mixer. So basically, if you want creating bigger application, and in that case, you have to use SAS or using style components in React also, you can do it. But there, what will happen is that you can use this inheritance, you can use the lot of reusability when it comes into picture. Now you have to use SAS or style components. Okay.
Yes.
In Angular,
Yes.
generally you use, because when you create have you guys worked in Angular? Yes or no?
No,
No.
sir.
No, right? So in Angular, when you are creating an application from scratch, ng new Angular, the application name, whatever Angular tutorial, whatever. So in React application, how you create an application using create React app npx create React app at the rate latest, and then the application name. Or if you are using white, then there is npm white at the rate latest, then the React application, the React tutor, anything. So whenever you are creating an application, it is asking what is the default styling you want to use, whether you want to use CSS or SAS or SCSS, that is asking, right, in both. So in that case, if you use SCSS, it will create all the files for SCSS. Okay. In Angular, it asked in create React app, is it asking or not? I'm not recalling it. I'm not able to recall, but I think it is asking in create React app as well as in white. In everything, it will ask because
When I use white, it's asking for
it's asking
white latest.
white
When
latest. Is it asking?
Why it is action?
Okay.
yes,
I'm not able to recall, so I'm asking, but telling you. But in Angular CLI, definitely it asks, okay? Because I teach Angular recently, on last week only I taught 2 classes in Angular. So there I created a application from scratch. So there it asked, so I can remember it. Okay, this is how you can reuse your styles using SAS. Okay, SAS is a very long thing. When you learn, you can get a lot of tutorials in YouTube also. You can learn it. But you do projects in SAS. Okay, we were doing this. So basically, I teach both Monstack and Minstack in my paid program that happens in the weekend. Sorry, in the evenings. So Saturday, Sunday only 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. 1 hour. So there we start with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SAS, Bootstrap. Then we go with Angular or React, and then we go with Node.js. So in React, I generally work on styled component to teach it, to do the styling, and in Angular, I use SAS for doing it. Okay, and that should be the ideal practice to do it. Okay. Now, so there is the category content S2. So font size will be what? It will be a little larger font, right? But I don't want this larger. I should have created this 32 pixel. I should have created a larger of 32 pixels. So it is too large, but it's okay. Okay. So now let's see how it looks. Okay. Power went away. But this is now it is looking good little bit, right? Next is our offer section. So this is the category section, right? So that is the offer section. So I'll just write it over here. Okay. So let's see the image that is there right now. This is image number 2, right? So this would be image number 3. So image number 3 is the featured section. So this is the second. This is also similarly like our features only. Okay. So this is an offer section, right? So let me create the offer. Okay, let me not do the mistake again. Container. Inside that container, I'm having the with classes offers. Okay, so let's go to this image. So what is this image saying is, okay, it is kind of a similar image only, but there are 4 different, right? So we can create one offer for each. Okay, and there is inside the offer, I'm having one image. Okay, so dot slash image, I can featured. Did I create feature? Use featured. Okay, fashion I used. Okay, feature, and this will be featured one. It's kind of similar like how you've done earlier, right? So, but this I'm just using different way of doing it. I have just clubbed this together. I did just one div. Is this. So when I say over here, let's make feature 2. Let's see how it looks. Okay, I don't need the featured yet. This is not the right image then in that case. So I think we will use the wrong image. You can use the same fashion one. Okay, wait. Okay, we're having the product, right? Why not use the product? Product to product. So when I say over here, okay. Now this is easily you can do it. Because multiple times we have done now. The basic thing is that when you start doing it for the mobile screen, that will be very interesting. We'll just start it. 1 minute will start everything. Now we can arrange everything nicely. So what we are having the container will get added automatically. No problem in that. Did it get automatically arranged? Yeah, because there is a gap, so it got arranged automatically. We have to just look into the offers part, right? So just go to here. Offers. Display flex. So we'll arrange everything left to right. Okay. And then inside that offer, so what we have to do is by default it is so let me right now how it is looking. Okay, there should be some gap between them, and then it is there nicely. We just need to arrange it properly, right? So I'll just give a gap of how much you give 8 pixel, right? Gap system. Okay, so there is a 16 pixel gap between them. Okay, not looking good at all because we have to give the space as evenly so that it will get arranged nicely. So justify content should be space between. Okay, that is fine. We have to give the margin between this category and this, right? So we have to give categories margin bottom. So let's say over here, gap is there, right? So these variables you are seeing that it is giving a lot of help to us. Obviously, we can create all these here. So given where gap system. Okay, so now how it is looking better, right? So now same header and here is also there. We could have created a mixin and then we could have reused it, right? But since it is not SAS, we have to write it again. So the offer, everything is proper, so no need to write anything. I'll just use this. Okay, so let me write display flex and flex direction as column so that I can give this gap between them. That is my only goal. Okay, so then let's keep the gap. Let's just column, right? This one pixel. So there will be a gap between each. Yeah, okay. Now this would be there the center. So dot offer h2 not let's do okay, this thing you can do it, right? Not a problem. So I'll just write here font size so that we can move to the responsive part. This will be S3. It is going to the left because we have not arranged in a div, right? So that's the reason it is going to the left. Okay. So I can just create a div and then I can arrange it nicely how we have done in the fashion, right? Similarly, this div is what is needed. But we'll leave it now. Okay. So let's go to the footer part and then we can, move to the mobile part. Okay. But I think we are less time is there. So let's go to the footer part. Let's do it quickly so that we can add it. I'll just write here div again. Container. Yeah. If you let's see the footer image. So there is some product and all the things we can do it. Not a big deal for us. So this image will be on the left and this guys would be there on the right, right? And then there is a icon over here. So those things we can do it. So basically, let's go to the mobile image because it's already very late now. 20 minutes left. So just not write the footer. Let's do the mobile part and then we'll come to it later. Okay. Now for the mobile part, now this is how it is looking right now from the desktop. Okay, but when you see in the mobile, it will not look in this manner, right? Why? Because we have not made it responsive. We have made it responsive using Flex and everything, but it is not so too much responsive that we can, so that okay, in mobile also it looks. So you see how bad it looks. So till 750 pixel, if you see, ideally it is not looking good at all, right? Because we've used Flex, it is kind of getting. So why this gap is there? Because we've given this margin auto is given width 80% is given, right? That's the reason this gap is there. We don't want this gap. Okay, that is one thing. And the size should be also bigger. A lot of things we can do it. And this navigation link also should not be on the row. It should be in the column like fashion. There should be a menu button when we click over here. This should, so all these things we can do in the mobile part. Okay. Right. So now what we'll do is that I will tell that till 750 pixel. Okay, I have to arrange it nicely. Huh? Let me close this. Let me open again here. Okay. Okay, so now what we'll do? Let's go to the mobile part. Okay. I've already written here at media screen and max width 750 till 750 pixel, we have to do something. Okay. First, what we have to do? First of all, we have to bring all this link to the bottom. Okay. And first of all, container width shouldn't be. So this container that we have written, what we have written to the container? Container we have written here as, where is the container? Margin auto and width is 80%, right? So now we don't need width 80%, we have to give width 100%, so we don't need the margin. Okay. So what we have to do simple is when we come over here, I'll just give margin, let it be auto, no problem. But I want the width is 100%. That is the first thing I want to do it. Okay. Now when I say over here, it will be 100% of the width. Okay, nice. But the link is not visible. Why the link is not visible? Where the link? Because you see now it I mean there is a horizontal scroll bar got attached because now everything become 100% na. So that's the reason this horizontal scroll bar got attached, right? Okay. Now we have to bring these links below. Okay. So what we have written here? Okay, let's go to the top. We have to always go to the top and see what we've written. Header is 90 VH, that is okay. Background color, margin bottom is okay. Container we have given, changed. This header container, the navigation bar is there. That is display flex, line item center, just container space between all this is cool. Navigation is margin bottom, that is cool. Navigation image, okay, image is there, and then nav links is there. This nav links, display flex, gap 10 pixel. By the default it is this direction is row, right? This you have to bring to the direction as a column, then only it will go down. Okay, so what you have to do is here you have to write nav links, and flex direction will be column. Okay, so what happened? That is okay, right? Yeah. One more thing, the content, the header that is there, that header also you have to give the display flex as column, then only this guy will not have this row like structure, right? So where is the header part? Small body header. So let me go to the index.html here. Let me go to the top. Oh, you have written here the header container, and then I think for the nav we have given the display flex. Is it? Nav is given display flex. So for the nav, the flex direction should be row. Sorry, column. Then only it will come between. Okay. So for the nav also, display, sorry, flex will be there, but the direction will be flex direction should be column. What I want is everything should be there in a column-like structure. Now you see it has came to the column-like structure, right? Now we want to occupy this. I want this particular thing, this nav links to occupy the entire space, this header to occupy the entire space, right? So the height of the nav link should be occupy the entire space. So I have given only 90 VH, I'll just give 100 VH. Okay. Now if I give 100 VH, it is occupying the entire space, right? So much it is occupying, right? So, but I want to, whenever I'm clicking over it, then only I want to show it. I don't want to show it every time, right? In that case, we have to add one image next to this particular logo, so that whenever I'm clicking on that menu icon, then I have to show this particular thing, right? This links. That is how in website it happens, right? When you seeing your website in the mobile view, on the right or left side, there will be a menu icon. When you click on it, that is getting open, right? So in that case, we have to use a image just next to the logo, but that should be on the right side to the link, which means that I can give a position and I can do it. So basically what I will do is where I have to write. Okay, I can write it here also, no problem. Image, but I'll just give dot slash image slash where is that? Menu is there, right? Okay, menu, not main menu. Menu. So this will be a menu, but we have to give a specific class, else it will get implemented to both. Okay, so here I'll just write here menu. Okay, and I have to go here and I have to write the so where you've written inside the logo, right? Inside the nav, where the nav. Okay, so here nav logo menu. So here I'll just give a max width. So maybe I'll just give a position. Okay, position is absolute. Now, guys, you know what the power of position absolute. So when I'm writing position as absolute, it will be absolute to its parent. So if the parent has something called relative, so to it will consider that parent as its base, and then based on that, when you give top, left, right, whatever. So top is 0. Based on that, it will get arranged. Okay. Write it maybe 10 pixels. Okay. Let's see how it looks right now. Where is that image? Don't see that image. Is it not correct? This logo is there. Oh, I'm not saved. Okay, it came over here, right? Okay, we don't want to see. Yeah, this is correct, but we don't want to see it over here, right? We want to see it on the right side. So I think this got implemented. Both the images, it got implemented, I think. Okay, that is okay, not a problem. But we have to arrange that in such a manner that this goes to the right side, right? So in that case, we have to just increase this to. Since it is absolute, it is not taking, you see. Okay, so position is absolute, top is 0, and maybe left will just give as 30 pixels. Anyway, that is not a problem for us, but we can arrange it in a better manner. But let it be that right now we can see it, right? So if I just give right as 0, I think it will get adjusted. But yeah, that is not our problem right now. We are just no need to see it so that when I click over here, the links will be there, and later we can arrange Rudra nicely. Okay.
So we can do like a flex start. Then
No, that is not needed. Why? Because in the desktop view, you don't need it. Only in the mobile view you need, na?
yes, sir.
Don't need that. Basically,
Yes.
we need to arrange it on the left or right. That is only what is required. Okay. So maybe I can give if I give relative over here, then it will destroy everything. So that's the reason I'm not giving anything. Anyway, so we just don't want to show this in the desktop view. So for that, I just write here display as none. Okay. And in the mobile view, I want to show, right? So I can just show this in the mobile view, this icon. Why it not getting implemented? Where it went? Okay. So this should get implemented, right? Is there any mistake I've done? That is not coming here. Okay, so what is expected is that particular image, this image, I think display none should work. Anyway, so our thing is whenever I'm clicking over here, then it is should be displaying, then else it shouldn't get displayed, right? So that we can do using this script tag is there, na? So let me use that particular. This is a class with menu icon, right? So we have to go to below, and there is a script tag over here. So basically, what I will do is just const menu button equals to. Okay, I can't write like this. Skip like. So I'll just write here document dot query selector dot menu button. Okay. So now what to do? If I just click on the menu button dot add event listener. Okay. So I just write here click. So So when I'm clicking over here in this, then what I have to do is that I have to add this class to this particular nav links active. If it is active, then you show it, else you don't show it on clicking, right? So in that case, so maybe I will just have this. Okay, so whenever I click on the menu button, what I have to do is for the nav link. So I have just to get the nav link. I have to get the nav link also. Dot query selector. Nav links is there, right? So what I'm saying is that nav links dot class list dot toggle, and the toggle I have to use this particular class active. Okay, this active what we'll do is, so let me add that active at the top only so that we'll understand. So this active what we'll do is, so by default margin will be, I just give this particular menu button. No, for the nav links, if it is in the mobile view, I will give the nav links where it is. Margin as minus 900 pixels so that I don't see it. Okay. And when I click over here in the active, I have to, where is the active part here? Here, I'll just give a margin bottom has 0 pixel so that it will be viewable again. Right. So let me say this guy here. Let me say it. So ideally it should work, but let's see. Okay. Okay, I think it is not working as expected. A lot of problem happened right now when I gave this. Okay. Ideally, whenever I'm clicking over here, whenever I click over here, okay, it is now. It should work, but I don't know why it is not working. Okay. Ideally, when I click over here, this should be getting activated. So this class should be getting added to the nav links, but we can do it nicely when we see. Okay. So Rudra, you understood, right? What we are trying to do today, whatever you did.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm
So
understanding.
only challenge is this mobile view whenever we are doing now. I mean, obviously you can do it better because there are a lot of styles you have to write and time is also less. But always do mobile first. Okay. So when you do write styles for mobile or the first, when you write style for mobile, then it be easy. I mean, anyway, you have to use media queries also to do either for the mobile or for the desktop. You have to write different set of media queries, right? This is
Yes,
only a
sir.
simple example. All this. Have you done a mobile responsive earlier?
Yes, sir, I have done.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you practice 3-4 different projects like that. Do so right now. This is the first project I am doing in the workshop. Actually, in the workshop, we do a lot of other stuff. We do small stuff like small designs and small things so that people will
Yes,
understand. This is the first time I'm doing a large project. Okay.
yes,
So it is
yes,
not working properly. Anyway, so you like today's class, right?
yes, sir. Sure, sir.
So tomorrow also there is a class on React. You can attend
Okay.
it. So where
Yes.
we'll be doing similarly project, I'll be explaining a lot. So you already know React, right?
Yes, sir. I am working on React.
Okay, then
currently.
it will be more useful for you. Okay.
Yes.
We'll end today's class. I will fix this part and then maybe I'll upload this video later. But yeah, thank you
Okay,
very
sir.
much.
Where can I find on the YouTube? I can find this video, sir.
Yeah,
Again.
I'll upload in YouTube. I'll upload in YouTube. You can find it. You can do it nicely from scratch again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Chalo.
Yes.
And so right now you are in final year, right? Okay, let me stop.
No, sir. I have completed my graduation.
Okay, you are preparing for interview right now.